Have you ever threatened someone and immediately regretted how it felt? My 8-year-old daughter, Zoe, had been coming home from school quiet for weeks. You know that look kids get when something's eating at them? Yeah, that was her every day. Finally got it out of her. This kid, Max, had been pushing her, calling her names, the whole thing. I tried the proper channels first, called the school, talked to his teacher, even sent a polite email to his parents. Nothing. Zoe kept coming home with that same defeated look, and one day she had a bruise on her arm. That's when I lost it. I knew Max's dad from around town, one of those guys who thinks he's hot shit because he drives a lifted truck. So when I spotted him at the grocery store last Saturday, something in me just snapped. I followed him out to the parking lot. My heart was pounding, but I told myself I was just going to have a conversation, just talk parent to parent. He was loading groceries into his truck, and I walked right up to him. "Your kid's been bullying my daughter," I said, trying to keep it calm. He didn't even look up, just kept tossing bags into his truck bed like I wasn't even there. "Kids will be kids, man. Maybe your daughter needs to toughen up." Those words hit me like a slap. Toughen up? My little girl who still sleeps with her stuffed elephant, who cries when she accidentally steps on ants? The rage started building in my chest, hot and heavy. "Did you hear what I said?" My voice was getting louder now. "Your son is hurting my child." He finally turned to look at me, this smug expression on his face. "Look, buddy, I don't know what kind of helicopter parent you are, but kids need to figure things out themselves. Max is just being a boy." That's when something inside me snapped completely. I stepped closer, way closer, close enough that I could smell his cologne, see the surprise flash across his face when he realized I wasn't backing down. "Listen to me very carefully," I said, my voice dropping to this dangerous tone I'd never used before. My hands were shaking, not from fear, but from pure fury. "If your kid touches my daughter one more time, if he even looks at her wrong, you and I are going to have a very different conversation. And trust me, you don't want that." The words came out of my mouth like poison. I meant every single one of them. In that moment, I would have done anything to protect Zoe. I was picturing this guy's face when I showed up at his door. I was imagining making him understand what it felt like to be powerless. I could see his jaw tighten, his whole body language change. He was backing down, actually backing away from me. For a second, I felt this incredible rush of power, like finally someone was going to take this seriously, like I'd won something important. I was still riding that high when I heard this tiny, trembling voice behind me. "Daddy!" The sound cut through my rage like ice water. I turned around, and there was this little kid, maybe 6 years old, standing by the passenger door with the biggest, most terrified eyes I'd ever seen. Ben. He'd been sitting in the truck the whole time, heard everything, saw everything, and he was looking at me like I was some kind of monster. His little hands were pressed against the truck window, and I could see his bottom lip quivering. He wasn't just scared, he was absolutely terrified of me. In that moment, I saw myself through his eyes, this grown man, towering over his dad, making threats in a parking lot, voice full of violence, hands clenched into fists I didn't even realize I'd made. I was the scary guy. I was the bully. The realization hit me like a freight train. My stomach just dropped. What the hell was I doing? I stepped back immediately, my hands up. "Sorry, but the damage was done." The little boy was already grabbing his dad's leg, and his dad was pulling him closer, protective. I walked away feeling sick. Yeah, I wanted to protect Maya, but I'd just traumatized some innocent kid. I'd become exactly what I was fighting against. Someone who uses fear to get what they want. The worst part? It didn't even work. Max kept bothering Zoe until we switched schools.